the decision to let to the UK was not the residential the residential market, because it's a housing market there with like 70% ownership ratio. So it has to develop their, let's say, the institutional investment atmosphere to have a residential investment for funds. But when it comes, for example, to what was interesting, what is the goal? The goal of Patrizia is to be in a European-wide investment house, providing services with own people on ground. It means setting up a platform in UK is not only based on residential, it's also based on commercial investments. And even doing in platforms, doing local business, but also doing cross-border business. At the moment it's planned, we run 19 funds with a volume of around, let's say, 7-8 billions under management. And these funds there's also always appetite to invest cross-border. That means the platforms are target local business, also maybe set up a UK resi fund one day, but of course doing investments for the existing German funds. When you compare countries, like for example Netherlands, and you see the massive decrease of values, maybe they lost 20% in the last years, or you compare it with Spain, they lost 50% between 2007 and now after the crisis. That attracts a lot of interest of Anglo-Saxon investors, European investors, to try to invest in this market to find good opportunities. And especially when it comes to the Netherlands, to the Dutch market, you had let's say when we started our first pan-European fund 2006, there were rent increases in the Dutch market with inflation plus something, plus 1.5. Then during the crisis, it was reduced to only the CPI, and the Netherlands have the lowest inflation normally across Europe. And you couldn't match up with the yield requirements of investors. Having a 18, 19, 20 times multiplier with 1.5 rent increase, that doesn't match that you have a 5% distribution yield. And that's now coming back. You see multipliers going down, they lost 20%. You have higher rent increases, and even the topic with the pointing system, or in the Dutch market being able to sell off social housing companies to commercial investors, not only other social housing companies, gives the opportunity to see the potential in the rent increase, having a steady rent increase of between 3 and 4% maybe during the next years, to liberalize this stuff. So that's what is attracting investors and doing bigger portfolios to step in a market now, not only doing single asset investments in one or two in existing funds. Therefore, is the volume too small. So yes, we see the Netherlands, for example, as now it's the time to step in.